On the evening of May 12, 1982, Howard Putnam, the chairman of Braniff International Airways, returned to the airline's headquarters in Dallas after receiving urgent news. The eighth largest airline in the United States had run out of cash. There was not enough money to buy fuel, not enough to pay employees, not enough to put food on the next morning's flights. That night, Braniff simply stopped flying. Thousands of passengers were stranded with no warning. Thousands of employees reported to work the next morning to find the doors locked. What is interesting is how this happened. 4 years earlier, Braniff had aggressively expanded following the Airline Deregulation Act of 1978, launching 16 new routes in a single day in December of that year. The airline borrowed heavily to buy larger aircraft, expanded into international markets it could not sustain, and watched its passenger load factor collapse as fuel prices surged and a recession hit. What people do not realize is what Braniff's collapse exposed. It was the first time a major U.S. airline had gone bankrupt in the modern era, and there was no federal framework to protect the passengers left holding worthless tickets. Other airlines stepped in voluntarily to honor some bookings, but there was no legal obligation to do so, and this is where it shifts. The chaos of May 1982 became a reference point for regulators. Every time a major carrier collapsed after Braniff, Eastern, Pan Am, TWA, the question of passenger protection during airline failure grew louder. The laws that now require refunds regardless of bankruptcy trace a direct line back to that night in Dallas. Did you know Braniff was the first major U.S. airline to collapse after deregulation? Tell me in the comments.